Alright, just double checking everything is running smoothly and then we'll crack on. Happy days. Okay, so welcome to, I guess, Boss Strife live stream number 2. This is going to be a fun one. It's going to be a complicated one, but it's going to be a fun one. So I'll just get us all up to scratch, up to speed where we are on the project itself. We're still kind of in the, I guess, the research and design stage. So while we've got a nice composition and, 3D scene setup, we're still trying to figure out, what's the best way of taking this to the next level. And the things that I kind of really want to figure out and fixate on is the water simulation and the water physics. So today's stream is going to be about trying to decide what's the best pipeline, what's the best workflow to kind of achieve that goal. So just to kind of make note of what we're actually going to do, I guess we've already exported the blend file in the Unreal. I kind of just did that to save us a bit of time. We're going to test video planes within Unreal. So I've exported some overlay water effects and some particle effects, and then we'll fire them into Unreal and see if we can do a bit of compositing within the engine. So test composite. And then I guess we can move into a bit of EmberGen. So I've been learning EmberGen to create some real-time fluid and smoke simulation, so we can see if we can actually trick that into doing some water particles. And we'll just do that by just creating smoke and making it really, the particle size really fine. So I guess we can jump into EmberGen and see if we can create a water effect. And I think that will probably take us up to about the hour mark, and then we'll have a play around within Unreal and see if we can get something looking nice. We're not going to worry about lighting, we're not going to worry about materials, we're just playing around and see if we can achieve what we need to achieve. So I'll run us through the blend file and just show you what's actually going on. So to start, we have, let me just snap onto my model. We have this STL file, and it's just kind of sitting underneath the water. And the tentacles were made using a geometry node script. Now, I can't take full credit for this. I essentially just followed along a tutorial. But I did just kind of clean things up and reorganize some things just to make it a little bit easier to use on my project. But essentially what this is doing is it's taking an input, which it could be a spiral or it could be a Bezier curve, and it's applying geometry to that curve. And then we can mess about with the geometry in terms of its rotation, its scale, its extrusion, its subdivision, the whole lot. So that's kind of what's going on here. So this whole section is about extruding and subdividing the geometry to create these sucker points. And of course we can all animate that and control that. And essentially this section is just about creating the spiral and transforming the geometry. So if we zoom in, what we've actually done is we've animated from the start to the end point. So you can kind of see the tentacle just kind of, essentially extending from its pivot point. And that's been applied to all the materials, or all the tentacles, sorry. Then with the extrusion, we're essentially assigning faces along an individual plane on the tentacle, and then we're saying take those planes and either extrude them out or extrude them in. And it's really, really subtle. I think I had that at 0.1. This one is, I'll select this guy here, it might be easy to see. Yeah, you can see it kind of extruding in. I think that was 0.2. Another cool thing as well is we can animate. Let's see if I can find it. Nope. Oh, look at that. We do not want that. That'd be pretty cool for like a spiked Barbie, you know, club. Like the end of like a dinosaur tail or something. That'd be pretty cool. Ah, yes, here we go. So I had that at 0.6. And essentially you can animate that and make it look like the suckers are kind of doing their own thing. So that's pretty cool. So we'll save that. And then we'll move into our layout. And essentially all we're doing is we're animating the pivot point. We've got our water going. And that's essentially it for now. So what I then did was I took those assets and I just file, export an Alembic file. And then we jumped into Unreal. And just brought them in as Alembic files. I might need to close Blender here just to save on some resources. Okay. Okay, here we go. I was afraid I was going to have to restart there, but good to go. Okay, so everything's in Unreal now. We'll go into detail lighting. And I'll just change the weather so it's a nice sunny day. I'm not really interested in the lighting at the minute. All I'm interested in is just doing a bit of compositing work and see if this actually works. And then we'll move on to the next stage. We'll try that. If that doesn't work, and then we'll move on to what I don't want to go to, and that's Houdini. Okay, so essentially what I've done is I created these video planes of just water splashes. That's splash number 3, kind of like that one. And what we're going to try and do is we're going to import these as video planes and then composite them within the render. To do that, we'll go to our content browser. We'll go new folder and we'll just say splash. Let's not do that within splash 1. Let's go video. Splash 3, I believe it was. Okay, so I'm going to click and drag that file in. That's going to give us a file media asset, but we need to change that into a media player. So you right click, go down to media, and go to media player. And this little pop-up is going to pop up. So we want to check mark this because essentially this is going to allow us to turn this video file into a texture asset like that, and we'll just name that splash 3. Then what we want to do is we want to double click and open that up, and you can pretty much, you know, select whatever video file you want. Some of them have audio, so we want splash 3. We want to make sure play and open, and we want to loop it. Save that. And then what that does is it creates a media texture. So that's the texture that we're going to apply onto just a simple plane. I'll turn that to 90 and I'll just extend that a wee bit. Alright, so if I click and drag that on, give it a wee second. I go to lit, and I click and I drag, because I wanted to play within the sequencer, not in the simulation mode. So what I need to do is I need to click and drag, I believe it's the video file, splash. Yeah, I believe it's the splash. Now these things take a wee second because it has to cache the file and the video down. Whenever you click and drag it in, it just might take a wee second. Let Unreal do its thing. See, normally you would, you would take your plate and you would export that out and then bring that into like a video platform like Nook to do your compositing there. But I kind of want to see if that step could be skipped and, achieved within Unreal. So that'd be fun. See if we can do some like real-time special effects compositing. We might be limited what we can do, but we'll give it a go regardless. I think what we need to do is, if I just take Flash 3 here, I'm gonna right click on my film and I'm gonna go down to my media texture to search for splash number 3. So that should do its thing in a wee second. Another potential avenue we could go down is VBDs, or is it VDB? I always get it mixed up. Essentially, that's importing a volumetric, I guess a volumetric voxel volume. But I do know they can be quite intensive on your system. Okay, so that should be playing in a wee second. See if I can show you a reference of what we're actually going to go for. I think it's feature. Okay, go. Let's go over camera view and let's have a look at our plane. So if I just play this and let it loop, just so it caches down. Oh. Okay, now obviously we want to get rid of this black part of the video file. So thankfully, because it's just a black and white, so it's 0 and 1 value, we can go into the texture and essentially mask out that black value. So just click on the video. Oh no, sorry, click on the material. Extend that out, and we want to make sure that this, what actually looks like it's already set to masked. So if it kind of looks like that, which is opaque, just want to change that to masked. Take our alpha, plug that in. We don't want to do that yet because what we want to do is we want to separate the white and the dark value. What I'm going to do is I'm going to search for a lerp, and I'll get rid of that. Put my lerp file. I'm going to put my RGB into A. I'm going to take my alpha into B. And then essentially I'm going to plug the base, plug the mask. So for those that don't know what a lerp file or what a lerp node is doing is, it's, if you can imagine two lines, so you got line A and line B, and the value is the position in between those two lines. So 0.5 will be between A and B, a value of 1 will be A, so this should be entirely white. If I search for, or if I enter 0, it'll be a total value of B, which means it's completely dark. If I hit apply, I hit save, and as you can see, it's black is completely gone, but we kind of have completely, I guess, compressed or squashed the white value. So I'm going to go back into my material. I'm going to just maybe put in a value of 0.2. There's our water there. 0.2 might do it, you know. 0.3. 0.4. Let's see how far I can push it. Anything below 0.3 seems to be the sweet spot. Hello Gashi, how we doing, dude? Are you joining us all in the render challenge? Let's save that real quick. Alright, okay, 0.3 seems to do quite well. Just hit play. Let the video file run. Pretty cool. Why all snow looks like ice cream? I know. It's far too white, isn't it? Just gonna get rid of some of these video files. I'm thinking just based off the compatibility of these from the get-go, might have to do some post-compositing after all. We'll see. See if I can get a different playlist here. I'm learning Unreal, but when I'm seeing games made in Unreal not working, it's killing the feeling to learn Unreal. Are you using it specifically for video games? Or cinematics? I guess it just depends what avenue you're going down. I don't know, I think there's a lot of successful games at the minute that are based off the Unreal Engine. I know the Hogwarts Legacy did very well. Pretty sure it was Unreal. Alright, Splash 3, where'd it go? Let's see, where could this guy go? Let's just clean this up to begin with. Area of interest, sequence, split. Splits. Blue. Gamers just have a hate for Unreal and Epic Game stuff. Don't know why. Well, it's the same with EA, isn't it? EA gets a lot of hate. There's also definitely more of a trend towards indie gamers at the minute, like smaller studios. Playing 2. Here we go. So let's actually just go jack this up on the scale. Funny. And let's just pick a tentacle, shall we? We go for this guy here. Actually, I've just realized we don't have our ocean. So what I've done is I've exported out an Alembic file from Blender. As you can see. Essentially what that does, we have an ocean one there already. Just a geometry cache file. Must be the wrong ocean. No, okay. Let's re-import that. Yeah, but EA games look cool. I guess so. I don't think there'll ever be a more beautiful game than Battlefield 1. Like, I think it came out in 2018. And that's a game that has no right to look as good as it does. And Battlefront 2. It's another game that has no right to look as good as it does. Battlefield 1, yeah. Masterpiece. I didn't really play too much of Battlefield 5. It was kind of exam season and just didn't have the time to play it. But from what I've seen, it didn't really do too well compared to Battlefield 1. And it was the same with Battlefield, I'm going to say, was it 2042? What's the new one called? The latest one. I know, right? It's crazy. Crazy. I can remember playing the so I absolutely love Star Wars. Absolutely love Star Wars. I remember playing the Geonosis map and just being blown away of how amazing it looked. Frostbite, yeah. I was actually going to ask what engine it used. What studio uses Snowdrop? Is that an EA engine as well? The Snowdrop engine? Snowdrop engine. Oh, that's Ubisoft's. Imagine the Frostbite engine was open source. That'd be like the way Unreal is. Well, I don't think Unreal is open source actually. It's just free. Yeah, 'cause Unreal's a bit of a weird one, isn't it? Right, I need my water texture here, so it's HLOD water. Oh, in terms of optimization. Jesus, 300k? Is that all? That's an expensive piece of kit. Alright, so I need to take my ocean. I feel like I could scale that up a bit. Much too much. Mistakes in terms of development. That's actually casting a shadow, that plane. Alright, that works. I like that. Just gonna drop down into medium scalability to see if this runs a bit faster. Yeah, I'm not a fan of how long these take to cache, but I do think the results is decent enough. I guess by doing it in the engine, you have a lot of control over where you can place it in the 3D space without having to worry too much about masking. Okay, so I actually can't duplicate that plane, can I? It's just that. I see the progress so far. Sure, let me just turn stuff on. I'll go into detail lighting. Oh, actually, let me bring back the main character. I think he's hero there. There we go. Turn that off. Essentially, we're gonna have a nice boat. This guy's gonna be holding a red flare. Tentacle's gonna come up and kind of swoop him away. Now we're just kind of messing about with the video planes. I actually feel like this guy could be moved over a wee bit. Guy could come over a bit as well. Build the fake stuff for Elden Ring? Define fake stuff. You mean like in terms of map paintings and all that kind of stuff? Let me bring back my... Yeah. Well, a game with that scale, you kind of have to do it. You know, you have to bake stuff down, like your textures and your shadows. It's all about optimization. If everything's real time, you're just not going to be able to run on certain hardware. So I feel like that splash is starting just a little too late for my liking. I think it starts, let's see, about, I think it starts about there. Yeah, and even in the film industry, you'd be surprised of how much is, you know, how much is faked. Because a lot of people also think when working in, you know, 3D scenes for film specifically, you know, you're building the entire world, whereas, you know, as you can see, we're only building what's available in the camera. I've seen that happen quite a lot of times where people are, you know, spending a lot of time on stuff behind the camera and around and not really focusing on what the camera's seeing. So let's see how that looks. Yeah, that's much better. I feel like it could be rotated down a bit because it's the waves coming up. It's kind of clipping. Yeah, there we go. So I wonder if I duplicate this plane, will it play the same video file? I'd imagine so. I just Control V. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, make this a 30. I actually like that big bit there, so we can maybe make that look like it's bouncing off the tentacle as that wave hits. Yeah, there we go. There he is, the man himself, Source. You working on anything nice today? Yeah, I wish the pipeline between Blender and Unreal was a little smoother, to be honest. Let's bring in that in here. That. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna flip that on the x-axis. Maybe not so wide. Try it with all them on. So I think with the amount of water that's going to be kind of coming down, I think it's just a little too fast. Let's see if we can change that. I think it's this one here. So I go into properties and can I change the playback speed? Cache settings. Time code. I'm gonna change this song because what's going on there? Media source, media plate. Maybe I have to go into the video. Bum, 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 bum. Emitter. Okay, so what we might have to do is re-import that. But stretched out. Right, it'll, you know, it'll do. See if we can find another file. Well, it kind of looks like a tentacle's like flipping around like crazy there, doesn't it? Pretty cool. Splash 5. Let me just make sure that's the right video file. Yeah, there we go. If I click and drag this, let that do its thing. So what are we cooking up today? Today we're working on the boss, I think it's boss fight render challenge from your guy Punisher. So we're doing a kind of Cthulhu, you know, kind of coming out of the ocean, attacking a boat kind of thing. Let me see, I'll show you the tentacles. These are pretty cool looking. Now we're just kind of messing about to see if we can create the illusion of water splashing around. I don't like how fast that's coming down, but I guess it's doing the job for now. I like the splashes on the shoulders. They work quite well, but not so much this bit. Right, so this should be splash 5. Let that cache. Yeah, I was saying earlier on, a smarter way to do this would probably be, you know, like something in Houdini, like a fluid simulation, but just kind of experimenting to see if this is a quick way of doing it. I want to add in a simple, or the simple plane, if I can get there. Then we want splash 5. And same again, we're going to go into that material. And we are going to create a lerp. Go hit L. Get rid of these nodes. Alpha into the B channel. Make sure this is set to masked. And we'll go to value of 0.3, I believe it was. Voila. Let's go with it. And 5. We don't want that to cast a shadow. Wonder actually if that would be good on the tentacle here. And did I not turn that shadow off? Okay, very nice, very nice. I feel like that one does the trick. We duplicate that a few times just on this left side here. I'm gonna have to figure out how to get rid of that shadow because I'm not really liking that. Control V, turn that one off. This one out. Okay, I just need to rotate it down a wee bit. Also seeing a bit of black coming in, so I might just take that down to 0.15. Let that cache. Alright, let's see what they're like all together. You can use simulate the water in Blender and make it like a mesh or something and import it into Unreal. Yep, you can indeed. So that would be called a flip simulation, I think it is. Essentially, you would have the object coming up out of the water, and then it would be kind of simulating down. That's what we did with the ocean. So we've simulated the ocean within Blender. Let me just export that as an Alembic file. The thing is, I always find the water when simulating within Blender to look more like gel. So I think I might do it in Houdini. We can kind of get like more control over the simulation. But for now, we're just trying the video planes, and then we're going to try Embergen, and then we're going to try Houdini. I don't think we'll do Houdini today. We might do it next week on the next stream. But for now, we're just seeing how this turns out. I actually kind of like how it's looking on the tentacles. It's just this looks too fast and too choppy in a way. And of course, you're not getting the the bounce on the ocean itself. So they're kind of separated in a way. It's corn. There we go. Oh, thank you, Andrew. They could indeed work. Wonder if I have them already, you know? Let's add them in. Andrew's just sent me some water effects we'll have a play around with here. Do you want me to jump? I hate how slow this launcher is. So, the water they're planning on using in Chapter 5 is better than Houdini. Hopefully, because I feel like they've almost abandoned the water effects within Unreal. So let's turn these planes off and let's see how these look. Guess we can search for water. Alright, I'm gonna nip back a wee second. I'm gonna let that load in, and I'll just be 2 wee seconds. Oh, that's still loading. So there is another asset pack that has water in it. Let's see if I can find it. Do. Oh. How far in are we into the short film? I would say probably about a third. The last couple of weeks, I haven't really had a chance to get diving into too much. But yeah, we're middle production, I guess, is probably where to put it. I like the way that's flashing off everything. Yum. Guess that could actually be used over here. Like water running off the wings. Good board. There we go. Oh, I was in the wrong one. Hello? Yo, yo. Not much. So let me change. Audio stuff. I might actually have to log on through Google because we've got that audio set up. I'll split the audio tracks.
Oh, here, don't. If it's a bit nasty, it's all.
Nah, it's not. It's certain. You hear me?
No.
Can you hear me?
You factored on.
Can you hear me?
Oh, very nice. You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. It was just whatever way I had that audio split track, it just wasn't picking up Discord, so.
Yeah, okay.
That is us now. Oh, have you used Embergen before, have you?
I did. Was it me that showed you Embergen? Remember back in the day? I think
Is that what
that's
that
what I used it
was?
for. I think that's what I used it for in. Remember your
Oh,
the Star Wars one
yes,
with the
yes.
ship. That's where I first seen Embergen. I think.
There you go.
So, but I mean, I've never actually used it. I suppose all the like outside of it.
Yeah.
I've never, yeah, done a big pad with it, but it was funky.
It is.
Remember the fire simulations being particularly cool on it.
It just looks so top notch as well.
Yeah, it does. I mean, Houdini's also phenomenal, but yeah, like it's a maze.
It is a maze.
It's so sick though. If you could figure out how to, yeah, if you could learn it, it's insane.
That's kind of why I've been holding off at the minute here. But I want to try and see if I can achieve what I need to achieve with just, the video planes.
Yeah.
Which I feel like it's close enough, but it's just not cutting it.
Simulations over. Yeah. Things like water and smoke and fire. I feel like they're easy to tell they're not real if it's not like
Yeah, if it's not
done
done right.
well. If that makes sense.
100%.
Especially water, probably. But yeah. Oh, there's a story about Embergen. Could you? Oh, this looks different. It's got a makeover since I used it.
Oh,
It
yeah?
actually looks pretty now. Whenever I had it, remember it looked like it was awful.
It did look pretty
Um,
dodgy, look.
Oh, apologies if you can hear my squeaky chair.
No, can't even.
Oh, good.
what I've done here is I've just taken like a smoke effect,
Mm-hmm.
obviously attached it onto the tentacle. Jack the wind down from the top.
Gotcha.
But there is... I think it's just a little too much. Let's see.
That looks funky.
Because I kind of want like water trickling down off the tentacle as it's coming up out of the ocean.
Yeah. Yeah, I get you.
Where is the smoke? Is it emitter? Activity.
Gotta be.
Smoke. There we go. Or like 1%. Oh, but I wonder, would it be smarter to jack that up and then bring it down in Unreal? Yeah, I'll go to...
But yeah, yeah, so that's the idea.
Yeah.
But the import in, sorry, is on a video.
So you can actually import it as a volume file.
Okay.
So a VDB.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm actually going to close Unreal for now because...
GG then. See you in about half an hour after you have to open that up.
Nah, it should open up quick enough. Just Emergen's a bit of a hog. Vortex. Suppose because the wind's going left or right, I should probably change that a wee bit. It's 60. I'll export that, see how bad it looks.
So then what settings do you get whenever you input that into Unreal then?
What do you mean?
So if you input the volume, it just, like, can you change anything?
It should be... It should just be live, like an actual volume file that you can mess with the intensity and the lighting and stuff.
Nice.
I'll export a few of them and see, just see how it looks. This jazz. I was saying I was getting a new graphics card and just in the process of trying to make sure everything's not going to explode when I get it.
Yeah, you don't want that.
No, I don't want that. That's what Jordan was saying about his brother's computer. Got a graphics card and a year later it exploded.
Jeepers.
Yeah.
Oh, what did he? Oh,
I
what
know.
did he do?
I know.
In fairness, my species probably came fairly close, but yeah, hasn't quite got just to that point yet.
Whoa.
Oh boy.
Fire tentacle.
It's kind of cool though.
Looking calamari here. Should be a gravity force, shouldn't there?
Yeah.
Emitter color.
Is it a forces just?
Must be smoke away. Then I'll just put everything up till it works. Whoa.
I think I'm a wee bit behind you on the stream, so it's funny your reactions.
Suppose I can.
No, that's good. So it's alright. It's alright. It's alright.
Wind direction, here we go. It's on the Z axis, is it? Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, yeah. That looks good.
Thing is, there's bound to be a way to change the color.
Yeah, of the smoke. Or of the, yeah, smoke.
Smoke itself, yeah.
Yeah. Um, what's that gradient at the top?
Oh. Oh, I think that's for the shading.
Oh, okay.
The light
Does my
blocks.
mic sound okay, does it?
Yeah, sounds fine.
That sounds right.
That's for exporting. I think it's... Masking... Ah, actually replace the...
Ooh, that's a lot of fire. Oh, you can replace the actual object with a volume pretty much. That's cool.
Actually, if... One thing to do would be bring in the ocean. I think you have like ocean spray coming off the waves, couldn't you? That might be cool.
Good. That might kill. That might be the end of your computer, like, if you try to do that, though.
Only one way to find out.
Oh, well.
Well, I can make it really small, so it's not...
Yeah, fair, fair.
10%. We got into that.
That looks kind of funky.
That kind of works, doesn't it?
I like it.
So then, if I bring in... Oh, I don't know how to... Let's see. Did that. Probably just a little too much. Oh. I mean, that's cool. I think once you
Yeah,
just get the color changed.
yeah, that's very funky.
You working away on anything yourself?
In Unreal or just in general?
In general.
I'm currently, yeah, I mean, I'm doing making a style for router, so I'm experimenting with how I can make. I don't know if you've seen any photos with like where you put Vaseline on a camera lens.
Oh, that sounds nuts.
So it makes like this nice like blur kind of like out of focusy like effect.
Hmm.
So I'm trying to figure out how to can fake that in in After Effects at the moment. So that's yeah, that's the
Would that create like a tilt shift effect almost?
uh
Like that kind of blur?
kinda ish, but more it's more like it's almost like a zoom like a let me think like a motion blur but just around the edges of the picture almost.
Hmm.
So it's used quite a lot in like portrait photos.
Portrait photos.
Yeah.
Emitter particle. Life. Equation shape rendering. This I need.
It's for changing the color of the smoke.
Yeah.
Such a funky software.
Oh. Whoa. Let's turn that off. Don't know what that does. Yeah, I think it's free for the month, Andrew, to play around in. Embergen, yeah.
Yeah, I just opened it there and done that update. And yeah, it's either a 14-day trial, I think it is. It's, yeah.
Oh, do you have it already?
I have it downloaded, yeah. I've downloaded it from that other time, just. Ooh, which, yeah, I mean, it's super funky. I don't know the word, like, we need something to use it in.
There you go, you can play around with this stuff if you want. Give you the files.
This looks funky, to be fair. Yeah, I completely missed your other messages, by the way.
Pressure, random intensity. Is this so much to mess around with?
Yeah, there is.
Like that, but at the same time, it's worth doing this in Embergen when you can do it in Unreal.
Let's see, that's the thing. Oh, this, I've just seen a live tutorial on making, like, dust and smoke. In my days. But to be fair, for the smoke that I made, remember, for something
Mm-hmm.
in Unreal, this smoke definitely looks better and looks like it would have been much easier to make.
Yeah, and Embergen.
Yeah.
Oh, we were such noobs back then.
That was only a couple of weeks ago for me.
No, that was a good few years ago now, I'd say.
Oh no, not that.
Oh,
I'm
right.
talking
Oh, right.
I'm talking about the style I made for Router that I sent you a few weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
Used the smoke.
Or can I have 2 emitters? The one... No, I can't. Merge file?
Wait, did you get to color your smoke chain? No?
I didn't know. This is wrapped up to the hour-and-a-half mark, so I'm going to shut this down, I think. I'll play around with this. Few tutorials. Alright, give me a wee second here, Andrew. Right, just gonna close down the stream. I think we've got as far as we needed to get. I'll spend the week, go through a few tutorials, see if I can find a better workflow, and then fire it into a wee tutorial of our own. So yeah, if you've made it through this far in the video, thanks for stopping through. And I'll be sure to catch you in the next one. Right, cheerio, folks.